The Nintendo Switch 2 is leaking everywhere online, and I've got one. Oh no, this is just a Switch 1. Let's talk about the Switch 2 anyway. What's up guys, Mike here. Welcome back to my channel for more pop culture content, more gaming content. Hit that subscribe button right down there. Let's get into it. Okay, gamers are getting really excited, including me, because the Nintendo Switch 2 is absolutely starting to leak online. A lot of manufacturers of accessories like cases and stuff like that are starting to post screenshots online of their products that have been manufactured for the Switch 2, which is giving us an idea of what the Switch 2 might look like. And with no real surprises, it looks a little bit like this, which is a Switch 1. Look, there's a well-known saying, it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think that kind of applies to Switch 2 and Switch 1. This thing right here, the Nintendo Switch, is one of the best-selling consoles in the history of gaming. It was innovative. It has been such an incredible piece of hardware to play games.
Mamma mia!
And it's now about 8 years old, I think. I remember watching the trailer for the Nintendo Switch, the official announcement of Switch, and there had been rumors for so long. It was called codename NX, and everyone kind of knew the idea was that it was going to be like a hybrid console, you could switch between TV play and handheld play, and that was exactly what it ended up being. I said it once and I'll say it again, this changed the landscape of gaming, and this is going to change how gaming works in the future. It does feel like the Switch is the next evolution in handheld gaming, and for a very long time, Nintendo was kind of at the forefront of what handheld gaming could do.
It's called the Game Boy.
So many of my memories as a kid are playing my Game Boy Color, playing Pokemon Silver version, playing Nintendo DS, 3DS. Nintendo pioneered handheld gaming, and then they made it a proper thing. And maybe if you were born recently, I was born in 1994, I'm 30, I'm old. Maybe you wouldn't grasp how much this changed gaming. When I was a kid, if you were in a long car ride, you couldn't just pick up and play the game you were playing at home and just continue that save file or whatever. Your console games stayed at home. You could play lower quality kind of games, simpler games on Game Boy or Game Boy Advance or DS, but those real console experiences lived at home. You would not be able to bring them anywhere. You couldn't go on a holiday and keep playing your game that you were playing at home. You couldn't even go to the toilet and keep playing. But the Switch just revolutionized what gaming could be. And I think what's really important for the Switch 2, and what I've been saying for a very long time, is that it honestly just needs to be a better Switch, an upgraded Switch. Nintendo's biggest failure was the Wii U, which was the console that followed up the Nintendo Wii, and it's well documented that the Wii U did not sell much at all. It was a really poorly received console.
This is the new controller for Wii U. It's different from anything you've played before.
And it really made Nintendo struggle a lot financially. But in many ways, the Wii U was the bridge between the Wii and the Switch. I think the main problem with it was the name Wii U. Common consumers didn't understand that it was a new console. I mean, they really should have just called it the Wii 2 to make it very clear that this is the successor to the Wii. I think a lot of people just didn't realize that it was a follow-up. They thought it was an add-on or an extension. It was just very unclear marketing-wise what this was. And that's why I don't want Nintendo to screw this up by calling it something stupid. A lot of people have suggested it should be called the Super Switch. That kind of mirrors the original Nintendo consoles, which were the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, and the Super NES or Super Nintendo. But I don't even think they should do that. I seriously think the only appropriate name for this console is Switch 2. Just make it simple, make it very clear to every consumer. If you have a Switch, this is the new Switch, it's the second Switch, and it's better. It's got better specs, it is a better console.
I'm better than you.
Because that's all it literally needs to be. Maybe some general design improvements, I'm sure there's stuff there. It looks like the triggers are a little bit better. Apparently the Joy-Cons are magnetic, and it will probably support 4K gaming as well. It will be a better Switch. That sounds like what it is, so just call it the Switch 2. Hey guys, sorry to press start and pause this video. See what I did there? Hey, most people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so if you like this video and you like that stupid joke about pressing start that I made, maybe hit subscribe. Okay, let's get back to it. You know, PlayStation never had any problems. It just went PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and so on and so forth. I feel like even the Xbox Series X, or whatever the current Xbox console is, I have never been an Xbox gamer, by the way. I feel like that's also not selling well, and I honestly put it down to a similar thing. I think people are just confused about what the current Xbox is. I don't know a single person in my life who has one of the new Xbox consoles. I think Nintendo just tries to get really creative with its name. The best thing for them to do here is not be creative. This is one of the rare times where they don't need to really innovate heaps and just need to do the Switch 2. And it is so exciting to know that, like, probably within the next 12 months, we will be getting the Switch 2. And I'm so curious about what the launch titles for the console might be. I'm sure we will finally get Mario Kart 9, which I'd be very excited about. I would also love to see the next 3D Super Mario game following up from Odyssey. Whether it's Super Mario Odyssey 2, which kind of makes sense if it's called Switch 2, just do the next Super Mario Odyssey, or something completely different, it doesn't really bother me. Plus, I would really love to see a 3D Donkey Kong platformer. Donkey Kong 64 was such an iconic game of my childhood despite how bloated it was, so I would love to see a follow-up to that. The thing about Nintendo is it trades off its strong IP, like it has so many iconic franchises. I really do believe, more than I ever have, that we are getting another Smash Bros very soon after the announcement of the Switch 2. I have a feeling it will just be like a deluxe version of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It'll have all the content from that game, and they'll just give us another like 20 characters or so, which will be awesome. But honestly, the Switch 2 is so exciting. I haven't really played much of my Switch for a while. Like, I have gotten so much value out of this console, but overall, I've just started to look at it and think it's a bit old. And it kind of is. It's 7 years old. It hasn't really changed much in 7 years. It's awesome, but even now I started to feel like it's just like a little bit plastic toy-ish. That's actually why I like the leaked design of the Switch 2, because it's like gray and a little bit more like, it looks a bit more professional, not like a little toy. And don't get me wrong, this has been one of my favorite gaming consoles of all time, but I am ready for Switch 2 and I am so excited for the future of Nintendo. Go and buy some shares in Nintendo. This is not financial advice, but go and do that, because I reckon the Switch 2 will be just as successful as the Switch 1, and I cannot wait. Whew, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hey, if you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button for other content like this, and I would love for you to comment down below. If you have nothing to comment, just comment Switch 2 so I know you're here. But otherwise, what are your favorite Switch memories? When do you think we're gonna see the Switch 2? And what's the best Switch game that you have played in its time? I would really love to know down below. I will be in the comments replying to you, and I'll leave mine there too, so go and check. Follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my Substack blog. I talk about pop culture, mental health, and being a millennial, and how these things intersect in our life, all the lessons we can learn from pop culture. So make sure you go and read some of my stuff and watch some of my other videos and all of that. Hey, that's pretty much it from me. My name has been Radio Mike. This has been The Insane Mind, and I will catch you later.